Hey guys, it's Nell from Kodawari, and welcome back to the KodaCast. Today we're going to be trying something different. I thought it would be a cool idea for us to kind of sit down with David and Allan, and the guests can change from time to time, but we do love talking about cars. We are big time car enthusiasts, so I figured we could have these types of episodes periodically from time to time, where we kind of go over the new releases, cars that we are excited for, cars that we are excited to modify, and cars that we are excited to shoot and detail, all of that. But yeah, hopefully it's something that you guys enjoy listening to. If it is, then just let us know. But personally, myself, I love following car news. I love hearing about the rumors, and it's so exciting to see where the industry is going and how these different brands are putting out new enthusiast products. But I have with me David. So say what's up, David.
What's up, y'all?
And we got Alonzo.
Yo, what's good?
Welcome, guys. Let's just jump right into it. Which car in recent memory, in terms of rumors, in terms of cars coming out, what car stands out the most to you, David?
To me, the one that stood out to me the most was the GR Yaris. Although it didn't come out in North American, the market, that Yaris was like, whoa, like it hit me differently. Like, although it's a small car, it is a Yaris. Something's different about it, right? It has four-wheel drive, 3-cylinder engine, pumping out 268 horsepower. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. You would never hear something that like that, right?
Yeah.
So
For sure, one less cylinder and you're getting numbers like that. That's pretty impressive. It just goes to show how far technology has been developing over the recent times, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm excited for that platform too. Super crappy that we're not getting the Yaris, but you know what? If we can get some iteration of it, at least with a lightweight body, all-wheel drive, that's a formula for fun right there, man, for sure.
Yeah, that I didn't really like. I don't follow Toyota news closely, but I think I stumbled across the Yaris when Carfection did their review on the Yaris, the GR Yaris, and Henry Catchpole was saying how there was a huge demand from their viewers to do a review in this car, and this car was super highly anticipated. So I was like, what is this car all about? And then I watched the video, and I got to learn more about the car and the story behind it. And and once once I learned about what that car represented and the story of how it came to be, I was hooked. So Toyota hasn't really done anything exciting in a long time. Yeah, we have the Supra, and I'm super grateful that even exists. I know, Allan, you're a big fan of the Supra yourself.
I am. I'm a big fan, I mean, it's got the right formula, I think. It's inline six again, naturally aspirated. Or wait, no, it's turboed, right?
Turbo,
yeah. And it's dual clutch now. I mean, say what you want, but I love my manuals. If it were up to me, I would love a 6-speed in it, but the dual clutch, it's gonna be fast. It's gonna shift like a dream. And I personally haven't sat in the car and driven it myself, but I can only imagine. And to me, the way it looks, I think it wasn't like the FT1 concept that they showcased years back. And when I first saw that thing, I was just in awe. I was like, if this comes into fruition, I gotta get one of these cars. Mm-hmm. But then when I finally saw it, I was just like, whoa, what's going on here? The front end looks nothing like what was portrayed. But you know, these concept cars, that's just how it is. When you see them, you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt and make the realization that, you know, when it does come into production, they're going to make some major changes. And that was definitely apparent with the release of the Supra. I mean, the rear end, I think, is my favorite part. I just love how the hips kind of, they arch backwards and they lead up to that spoiler. And when you're looking at it from the rear profile, when you see those like those arrow cut-ins, for me, it just does it. And seeing that separation where the diffuser is and that third brake light, it hits right for me. I can't speak for everyone, but I think the rear end on that car looks way better than the front end. The front end's whatever. You can definitely get the parts to make it look how you want it to, but I think it's definitely taken a hold in my mind, and it's a car that I want to definitely, you know, get to sit in and own one day, or at least put it on one of the, you know, the top list of cars that I'd want to own. But what about you now? What do you think of it?
The Supra, yeah, I'm on the same boat. I think everyone was when they released the FT1 concept. It was like there's no way that car is gonna exist. It just looks so good.
So
like
good.
it's like what dreams are made of. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, the Supra is gonna come back as this. I was like, that's game over. There's, you know, and then for them to release it looking the way they did in partnership with BMW, you know, there was tons of controversy over that, and people were, you know, up in arms. But I think when I look at these cars, I don't care too much about like the stock looks, as long as it has like a decent foundation, just because no car I ever own is ever going to be stock. And the aftermarket community will always find a way for you to accentuate the details that you like. So my main concern with the Supra was, how does it drive? And for the feedback that we've been getting from most automotive journalists and people who've driven the car is that it drives great. It drives great. It's a great platform. The balance is right. So, you know, I think we've seen over time as companies started releasing kits, the aesthetics has gotten better. I'm still waiting for a potential 6-speed. There are rumors of Toyota might be making. I think it's called the GR right now, the GR Supra, but I think in the performance line, the MN GR is like their top tier cars, which the Yaris I think is. I saw it in a video, but there is supposed to be another like badge that they add onto the GR to show that it is like top tier, like the best they can do. A very exclusive car. But there's rumors that of them making like an MN GR Supra, only 200 units, supposed to have like a full like almost like GT3 inspired kit, 500 horsepower.
Wow.
Some craziness. So we'll throw those pictures on in the video.
Is this for the Supra or the Yaris?
For the Supra.
Oh, for the Supra.
For the Supra.
Okay.
Dang.
Like almost like a final edition.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dave, what do you think of? What are your thoughts with how that
Supra?
platform? Yeah.
At first, like same boat. Like at first, you know, the FT1 was out, and I was like, holy! Everyone's reaction was the same, right? Can't be wrong with that. But as soon as the GR Supra came out, everyone was like, yo, what is this front end? You know. But with any car out there, you get used to it over time.
Yeah.
Right. You get used to the looks, and now you're right about how in a car enthusiast, there are a group of people where we don't care about how the stock car looks, right? Because we will change the bumper, or we will add add body parts to the car where it accentuates the features, right? So there are many companies out there who are making kits for the Supra, right? Like Yaris. Yaris makes an amazing kit for the Supra, which made me appreciate the Supra so much more, right? Because of the design language of Yaris. But yeah, like I have nothing bad to say about it now. You know, I love how the platform looks. I've never driven one, so I'm pretty sure it handles great, right?
Yeah, I think mostly for enthusiasts and like-minded individuals, it's not a matter of how it looks. It's how can I make it look better if that were mine. I think that's most of the internal dialogue that's going through my head when I see a car that's new. I'm just like, okay, it looks OEM-ish. It looks like a factory car. And now I picture it with like wheels and a drop. Okay, I could see it like that. And then it's like, where would I want to put certain aero parts? Where could I accentuate certain things? So for like the average person, they're probably not going to see that. But for guys like us, we're going to be like, yo, what can we do to take that to the next level? You know, I think that's just like the nature of being in the car. Like, sorry, I'm just looking at that spider. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, it's just the nature of being in like the car world, right? And you're around it long enough that you get used to certain names, certain brands, and you know all the collaborations that happen over time. It's like, you know, a lot of car manufacturers are coming together nowadays, and the average cost of R&D going into making these like driver's car platforms, it's out the roof, right? And it's like the return on investment, is it there? Sometimes no, but like they have fans and people they want to cater to. And shout out to all the manufacturers still making driver's cars and making it fun and keeping it exciting, and you know, still driving the efficiencies of the cars out there, because you know that's something we have to adhere to here in Canada. And yeah, we don't have everything, but I'm glad we have what we have, right?
Yep.
It's yeah, that's a big one.
I think it ultimately comes down to like, it's these manufacturers, they're a business, and we will never know the whole story of how much it actually costs as a company to produce these sports cars, to all the R&D, you know, all the product support, all the, you know, everything from the dealership support all the way up to like producing parts like all that engineering work to produce a car that doesn't even sell that well, because it's a sports cars. Everyone's buying family cars, SUVs. So yeah, I'm just extremely grateful that they made the Supra. I would love to build one at KodaWari one day. When Dave sent me that, I think it was the version 2 Yaris kit, I was like, holy shit. I'm like, that's
it.
That's the bee's knees right there.
That's it. We're getting one.
Yeah, I was like, even if they don't come out with 6-speed, we might have to build one. It's beautiful.
Soon, eh?
But yeah, let's jump back to
The GR Yaris.
The GR Yaris,
Yeah.
because that was a really interesting chunk of time during this year. I don't know about you guys, but you know, I love watching automotive news and automotive content on YouTube. That's where I consume most of my content from. And when that car when it was released, that's all everyone was talking about. No, they weren't talking about like Porsches or Ferraris or this and that. Everyone was talking about this 3-cylinder Yaris, this rally-inspired car that Toyota was offering in Europe and Japan. And it was cool because I think when they designed the car, it started off as a race car first. Their focus was taking a race car and then working their way backwards from there. I think with most other cars, they kind of have a chassis that they build for economy cars, and then they try to put race car parts on it. But this GR Yaris, the chassis, it was built for rally. That's where the R&D started off first. And then they had to make it street legal. So the drivetrain, the engine, all the engineering, like the carbon fiber roof and the cooling of the car, it was all kind of built with racing in mind first, and then they took that and they're like, okay, you know what? Let's make it street legal, which is very, very rare. I could be wrong, but I don't think most companies take that direction when it comes to producing a sports car or an enthusiast car. But yeah, it was really exciting it was really cool to see that, because like I touched on earlier, Toyota hasn't really done anything exciting in a while, and I think a lot of people almost forgot about the brand. No one really talks about it, especially in the car enthusiast world. And for them to create such an exciting product, it brought so much positivity back into the brand. Like everybody was talking about it, and everyone was so happy about it. And it wasn't like a $200,000 car that did like 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. It was just a really fun car with an interesting story, and it brought so much positivity and buzz back to Toyota. So it just goes to show that, for these companies and these OEMs, like creating something cool is still really important.
That's it.
Yep.
Because I think when they do that, guys like me and you, we're the ones shouting from the rooftops, yo, did you guys check out that car? Blah, blah, blah. Like, we're telling our friends and family about it just because it's, we're so passionate about it.
And to have that formula in such a small, compact car, it's just, to me, that's just super appealing, because it reminds me of like the older 22B, lightweight chassis, all-wheel drive, boosted, right? And I guess this is kind of like a throwback to like the older rally style Corollas, or maybe even the Celica GT4, because Toyota used to have a lot of fun cars, and then I don't know what happened. The Supra still like is probably one of their main bread and butter cars when you think of performance. And I'm not talking about the new Supra, I'm talking about the old one. Yeah, the A80s, the A70s. And to see them bring this car back, it's definitely got me looking Toyota's way again, because it was like you said, I kind of forgot about them. Even with the release of the Scion FRS, I thought it was cool. I still do think it's a really cool car, but I don't know, I just feel like they've been there and done that kind of thing. And for them to come back with this all-wheel drive platform, and it's like a driver specific car is just, they went above and beyond, right? I think. Definitely waiting to see what comes to Canada, or at least to North America. I'm hopeful for at least a Corolla version. Like, if they did bring that back, I don't know. I think I'd heavily consider it, just because I am kind of in that all-wheel drive that range. So yeah, I think it'd be a really cool car to mess around with. And not to mention, I actually really do like the way the Corolla looks, the newer ones anyway. The body style of the hatch is just, it looks mean, it looks aggressive. It doesn't look like a Corolla. We've seen Corollas of the past, and we're just like, it's just a Corolla, But this new model, it hits certain notes for me, and I'm really hoping that GR does something for us over here in North America, but we'll see.
How about you? Would you purchase the GR Yaris if it came to the North American market?
That would be, my pre-order would be already been. That's a no-brainer.
So one Supra and one GR Yaris, please.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of everything here. No, but the Corolla's coming. Fingers crossed that it has the exact same drivetrain and motor. I think the chassis is gonna be slightly different in terms of weight. The Yaris is very, very small, very compact. The Corolla is going to be a little bit heavier. I don't know if it's going to have all the lightweight racing components that Toyota put into the Yaris.
I think it was actually rumored that they're going to be using the same engine. So that it's going to be the 1.6 3-cylinder. But they're going to actually increase the horsepower from 268 to 296 horsepower.
Maybe to account for the weight, if that's what's happening.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be running the 4-wheel drive system as well. So it'll be sick.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know all the technical details about the drivetrain, but it's supposed to be badass. Like to be like the rally inspired. Like to be able to. Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, not that I promote like, illegal street racing, but if you can get that car from a dig, just like, I think you would surprise a lot of muscle guys and a lot of guys that have like big motor cars. Cause like, if you're that small and you got that much ponies under the hood, that thing's taking off. You get the right tires, you put like you launch at the right revs, that thing's, it's gonna fly. It's gonna fly. But onto other cars. What else are you guys looking forward to? There's a lot of fun cars coming out.
Well, since we're in the conversation of Toyota, we can't. Well, let's jump right into the new 8.6.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And the new BRZ, the second gen. Well, what have you guys heard? What do you guys think of the looks? And what do you guys think about the current ones?
I think mostly the newer versions, they look like a more redefined platform of what currently exists. I mean, they are upping the horsepower. Looks wise, it still looks pretty similar to like a BRZ FRS. It looks like a facelift, like a whole, I guess, body style lift, if that makes sense. But I don't know. I haven't really delved too deep into the BRZ and the FRS. It looks good. I can't say I hate it, but that's just me. What are your thoughts, Dave?
On the looks, it's all right. Yeah, it's just a facelift on like the regular chassis.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they did much, but I've seen some renderings where people lowered the car, put some wheels on it. I like it.
Yeah, it looks promising.
It's always nicer to see the car a bit low, and then a different set of wheels.
Of course,
it always changes the way the car looks. So, in terms of the 8.6 BRZ, I like it. Like, there's not much I don't like about it. But yeah, I can't say anything bad about it.
Yeah, it has a 2.4 liter now. I've never really driven a Boxster engine, especially since this one is naturally aspirated. I know the previous gen was a 2 liter.
That was naturally aspirated too.
Yeah. There was with that first gen, and Sherry knows this well, that I was head over heels when that car was about to be released. When they initially released the FRS and the 8.6, I was like in between the CSX and the Type R in that chunk of time, and I was like every day on the forums waiting for news, just constantly waiting. I'm like a rear-wheel drive sports car. It was just so exciting for me, and I'm glad that it turned out to be a great platform, man. At that price point, for a lot of guys getting into the scene, to be able to have such a great platform to modify, and the aftermarket support of that car was it was unreal.
Yeah,
there's the aftermarket support and what you can do with that first gen 8.6 BRZ there was everything. Every single company was making parts for it. It was, like the world was your oyster in terms of taking the build in any direction you want.
Yeah.
From like 10 different wide bodies to, force induction kits and all 9. But I know the stock motor, I think there was a weird dip in the torque curve towards like the mid range.
Yeah.
I think that's what people were always like, it's not enough power.
Yeah.
So I think they were able to. They rectified that with this new motor. Again, everyone wants a turbo, but that brings a lot more complexity.
Yeah.
It brings up the price of these cars, and I think they got to keep it at a certain price points, because I think that's their market, is like, that younger generation.
Keep those payments
at a number where it's more appealing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's now packing 235 horsepower. And
235.
Is it 235 and 228 torque?
So I think the 8.6 actually has more power than the BRZ. Yeah, that's what they said. Well, rumors say that.
4 more.
Yeah, 4 more horsepower.
A whole 4 more.
Yeah. But hey, it's 232 looks better than a 228.
Yeah, that's true.
It does.
It looks better on paper for sure.
On paper. But will you feel the difference?
Probably not, man. It depends on the driver, I guess. But, those are modest numbers by today's standards for sure. Especially when you're getting factory cars that are coming off a lot around like 400. But, it's for them, it's never been about the horsepower. It's always been about how it feels, the excitement it brings you. And with my short experience with those cars, working at a tire shop and just whipping around the corners and whatnot, I can see why the appeal is there. Just having that nimble characteristic and being able to go into a corner and point that thing exactly where you want it to. There's few cars that can actually give you that enjoyment and have that low horsepower. I mean, if it feels like you're going fast, and in your mind, I guess that's all that really matters, right? But yeah, I'm excited to see what aftermarket companies are going to hop on the new platforms, because we've seen what happened with the older one, and the amount of body kits out there just take it to a whole new level. I mean, if you're not happy with the looks and how it looks right now, I'm pretty sure within the first year even, you're going to find a kit that is just going to do it for you. And to be honest, it's not always about the looks, right? Again, it goes back to the feel and just being connected with the car. I think in a previous podcast, you're saying that if you can drive that car as an extension of yourself and know what it's going to do, I think that's the only thing I would really want from a car, right? I wouldn't really care about horsepower. I want to be one with the car essentially. And, Toyota's done a really good job with their 8.6 and the BRZ platform. And it's one of those cars that you could just hop into and just drive it and have fun with it. And I think that says a lot about where Toyota and Subaru are in terms of being enthusiasts themselves, because they wouldn't produce a car like this if they weren't enthusiast minded, right? Now, what are your thoughts? What do you think of the new BRZ and the 8.6? Do you think you would ever have space for it in Kodawari here?
I think this seems to be a common theme going on, but man, I just love modifying cars so much, and this platform from the get-go has always been about balance, about being a sports car, about low center of gravity, keeping the weight down, and being a great driver's car. That's what captivated me from the beginning. They were talking about why they were building the car. They're like, we wanted to create a fun car, and that kind of direction is generally what always gets me. As long as the car is fun to drive, you can build it to look and go as fast as you want. That can come, but there needs to be a core foundation to build around. And the first gen platform, I've always even the car that came into our shop for servicing, Ed's white BRZ, just lowered on TSL's, the STI lip kit in black. So clean, looks so good. I'm like, it's just really, really nice to see a car built tastefully modeled like that. So with this new second gen, I know they've stiffened up the chassis a bit, made the motor a little bit more enjoyable, giving it more of a exciting heartbeat to improve the driving experience. And they've done all that with keeping the weight, I think, at the same numbers or very close to. I could be wrong, but that's checks all the books, all the right areas in my eyes, and yeah, would love to build one day. Hopefully, our team, someone picks it up. I don't think Sherry's gonna let me buy all of these cars, but I gotta pick and choose. Because
pick the most expensive.
Because literally the Supra, the Corolla, and this car, I would love to build all of them.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's that's just where my head's at. I modifying and building cars is just something I think about relentlessly in my head, and it brings me so much joy. So, seeing these cars coming to market. It's exciting. I'm happy to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing what people take with these builds. So, let's jump into another rear-wheel drive enthusiast car. Okay. So we're gonna go check out what Nissan's doing.
Oh, Nissan! We should get Steven back, yo.
Nissan's ambassador, you mean? The brand ambassador.
But he's an old Nissan head, man. He's like, I only want the S15s and all that, But
R34s, R32s.
Yeah, but yeah, what do you guys think of the new 400Z? I'm pretty sure a lot of the numbers in terms of performance and price, everything sounds too good to be true. But what do you guys think?
What do you think?
3-liter V6, 400 ponies. That's quite a lot of hearse purrs.
And I think it's supposed to be priced very competitively.
Yeah, I think
Very
it's like
attractive.
40.
It was like 35 American.
35?
Wow.
So what does that translate to Canadian? Probably like 40.
40, yeah.
Yeah.
About 40.
For 400 hearse purs.
Yeah, bro. That's
Retro styling.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can live out all your wildest Wangan midnight fantasies, except do it new school.
Okay.
I think it's a really attractive car. Personally, I love how they gave it the throwback look,
The retro look
with the headlights. I'm excited for it. I'll be honest. Those numbers, they don't mean anything right now because I have a feeling those might change. But to hear that Nissan's bringing that back and it's not gonna look like a 370 or a 350.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. I want to see what aftermarket support's going to be there because, when it comes to this game, it's always about the aftermarket, man. I mean, it looks good right now, but I can't wait to see what people actually do with that car. In my mind, I think lowered with a nice set of Watanabes on there.
Yeah.
Okay, you know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I think it's gonna be a banger. I feel it. I definitely feel it. It's like Nissan needs a car that's in between like a GTR and I don't know what. I guess it would be the 370, right?
370, yeah.
So I guess it's gonna supersede the 370
Yeah,
in terms
for sure.
of lineage, right? But before that, I don't think Nissan's had many like fun cars. Maybe the Sentra SCR before. That was like an old so you're even making a face looking at me, but I remember when they used to slap like the SCR badge.
SCR badges on everything.
Yo, didn't Billy have a Sentra Ultima? No, sorry, an
Ultima SCR.
An Ultima SCR, right?
Yeah.
Or was it the Sentra?
No, they had an Ultima SCR.
Billy?
Yeah.
I swear he had like a dark gray one. It was like a.
It's dark gray.
It's not ringing any bells, but it might have been before I got there, so possibly, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I know there's gonna be a lot of fanboys that are gonna be, waiting in line to just to sign their name over. But yeah, it's a really cool car. I love what they're doing with it, and I hope it leads and paves the way into variations of this. Like it's probably gonna be like the 400Z, and then hopefully a Nismo version comes out.
Oh.
And
the Nismo badging.
I want to see what they're gonna do with that because I know Nismo don't play, yo.
I mean, I hope it's not just like a body package, like a front lip, like
an actual tuned
engine,
Nismo certified, ready to go type of
that would be really cool.
Your thoughts now? What are you thinking?
I remember like Jackie, the guys that we grew up around, his 350 when I saw it for the first time. Just that shape, the proportions. I remember it blew me away. So I don't know much about the 350 and the 370s in terms of the motor. I know they're pretty heavy cars.
Yeah.
They're pigs, and I think that some people didn't like it because back in the day the 240s were pretty light. There was definitely a little bit more nimble, and then things just got heavier. So I'm curious to see what the balance of this car is going to be. Like if it's got this much horsepower, but if it weighs
like a brick, a sack of bricks.
It's you're sacrificing something.
Yeah.
So hopefully the 400 horsepower comes with strikes a good balance with the weight of the car, with the handling. I like what they're doing with the throwback. I'm happy to see Nissan make this 400Z. Hopefully, I just hope it drives. It's a lot of fun to drive. That's what is what I'm always gonna come down. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Everything else, wheels, suspension, kit,
Can come afterwards.
After.
that's but if they were to make this car pretty decent and then they release a Nismo version, that would be sick. Would have to add that to the KodaCast stable too, yo.
Hey, so
Do we know if it has
so far?
Yo, that'd be sick. Every man. Okay, yo, it's 400Z day today. Everyone bring your 400Zs to work.
Yo, that'd be funny.
Do we know if it's got like a manual gearbox?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It
That's
comes
been- that's
manual
been
and
confirmed.
auto.
That sounds promising.
And that engine, I believe, is coming from the Infiniti.
The G
Yeah,
series.
the G series.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
G37S, I believe.
Oh, okay, so like
Yeah.
a Stevens whip,
Yeah.
but the S.
But the S.
Okay, got it.
Isn't there supposed to be like I know it's not available in North America, but there's like a 400R or something that Nissan released. Do you guys know anything about that?
Oh, you talking about the old school Skyline,
No.
the LM?
No, it was not that one. It was, I think it's an Infiniti model.
Oh,
It's an Infiniti model with
But only in
like,
Japan?
It was like a 400R or something like that. I'm
Oh, like it was a special
yeah.
iteration of the Infiniti. I
Yeah,
believe.
the
yeah.
Infiniti,
I think I know what you're talking about. I just
where's
don't
Steven? We
remember.
need to get him in here. Yo.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I don't think
Tell us
he's-
exactly.
I don't think he knows about that car, man. That
Oh
guy
wow.
that's too new.
That's too
blood
new?
for him. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully that motor,
I mean, let's take a look at it. I mean, just right off the bat, it's got the formula, like the wedge profile, front
grill.
end, big grill, front engine, rear wheel drive. But yeah, it's looking to be good from what I can see. I mean, there's not a whole lot here for me to be like, nah, I ain't touching that. $40,000 range. That's an amazing price for a car like this, a V6 with 400 horses, bro. Like, where was this car when I was growing up, yo? The rear end, to me, it looks a lot like the 300ZX, except
Very
just like rounded out. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. I like that they have like the stacked brake lights, how they're kind of like in strips. Definitely like a Nissan look. If you've seen their older like 180s and their S14s and whatnot, I mean, it looks really cool, man. I'm excited for this. I'm pretty sure a lot of Nissan fans are though.
hopefully Tony will pick one up. I'll have to retire that Civic Leader that he's been
Booting around.
booting around.
His one-wheel drive.
Yeah,
One of his drive shafts aren't even working.
It's like in the same state of his wife beater, his welding wife beaters that are like barely clinging on by the thread.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, Tony's my cousin. He's a big Nissan guy too. So Hopefully, I'd like to see him in one of these newer Nissans. But okay, let's jump into some Euros. Before we get into my baby, the GT3 and the 992, the new M3, M4 with the new facelift.
Oh,
2021.
Yeah,
the big grill.
the controversial kidney bean facelift. What do you guys think?
Ooh,
Alan, is that the first time you've seen it?
it might be the last time I see it.
Well, it definitely won't be the last time. There will definitely be some customers' cars coming in here with that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they extended it down.
Ooh.
I think it's an homage, or it's inspired by an old CSL race car that had the grills like that.
Oh, really?
It was the 2000.
It was at one point
2002.
kind of long like that in the front, and then they progressively got more of like horizontal and kind of like, you know, how
Smaller.
how we remember the front end, the iconic front end. But now they've really taken the design language and done something bold.
It's really bold.
And you know people don't like change. No one likes change.
Yeah.
So that was the talk of the town
That's not bad.
for a little bit.
That's
yeah,
not bad.
this one's already tried, or someone's already tried to redesign it.
Yes.
But that's like
It's more like a
render.
blackout of the center section.
Yeah.
But that looks good. I wouldn't mind driving
It
that.
does look good. Not gonna lie, that one looks good. But first impressions initially on that green, I don't know if you guys have ever played Angry Birds. Kind of know
The yellow bird?
not even the yellow bird. Like, I'm talking about the pigs.
The pigs.
I'm talking about those green pigs that you gotta kill, right? And
Ew, that's so true.
Exactly
That
what
is
it
so
reminds me
true.
of looking at it right now, especially in that lime green. But you know what? I'm not gonna totally dismiss this car. Give it some time. I'm sure I'll find it in my heart to somewhat like this car. But yeah, it's kind of a hard sell right now. I'm sure they've beefed up the internals. I'm sure this car performs. Like, it probably has performance for days, because Beamer, you know, they're not slouches when it comes to that. But yeah, I mean, first impressions, it's
not your taste.
It's not really my taste. Yeah, exactly. What do you guys think?
As long as it drives nice, like you said.
Have you ever been to, like, have you ever liked M3s, like, in general?
M2s?
M2s?
M2s. M3s, E36.
Yeah.
I like the older generation. But yeah, that's a big grill. I wasn't used to it too, like when I first saw it. But again, like, it's just a front bumper.
Yeah.
Right. I'm pretty sure someone will design something that's more eye friendly.
I mean,
Well,
the
you
rear
know.
looks good.
The rear,
Oh,
yeah.
rear looks amazing.
I like
The rear
the
looks-
rear.
The
Yeah.
taillights look really
Yeah. No, the rear is money. Yeah, I think it's interesting to see where the BMW brand is heading. They used to be known to be creating these ultimate driving machines. That was like their slogan. And a lot of people have said that, you know, they're straying away from that. They're trying to please everyone. In terms of performance, in terms of how the car drives, making it more accessible.
Yeah.
To sell more units, which is understandable, because at the end of the day, these brands are businesses. They need to make money, and yeah, they're saying that it drives great. It drives great, but it's just not as special as some of the older ones. But yeah, I would love to see one in person. I think I've seen one on the road before. I've definitely seen like the 340s with those new grills. But I think with over time we'll get used to it, and it'll just be the new norm.
Yeah.
Hey, worst comes to worst, and just choose black. You won't see anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but one car that really got me excited was the new M5 CS.
Oh, M5 CS, yes.
They recently just released the CS version of the new M5, and it's a four-seater. I think the back has buckets, not buckets, but it has like individual seats.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're not connected. The
Yeah,
rear rows?
they're not connected. It's like
That
a
is
four-seater.
cool.
Oh, wow.
That is cool.
That is
So
crazy.
they're saying that it's really cool. It's gonna be a really unique car. They announced it in like this special green too. It was
It's like a dark green, right?
yeah, dark green
Snap. Look at that.
with gold wheels.
Oh, okay.
So it still has a row, but there's there's bolsters for
that is cool.
each individual to sit in. That's
That's
pretty,
badass, yo.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, when I saw that, I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. You don't see that very often, so
you don't see that at all. What do you mean?
Yo, give this car to now and you put 4 Recaros in there.
What? Here we go.
jeez,
4
man.
Recaros.
Cue it up. Man, definitely
4
not.
Profi spas.
Probably not a car for your family. I mean, imagine sticking a baby seat on a bucket seat.
Oh, wow. Even the front seats are nice.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. There's like cutouts.
Yeah.
yeah. A lot. Either the new M3, M4s have those cutouts too,
Yeah.
so that your kids can kick you in the ribs when when you're driving them around.
Yep. More places for their foot to get caught. No big deal.
Yeah, well, we're going to jump into a quick break and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. We left off at the M5 CS.
Yep.
I know at the Nürburgring they offer like the ring taxi, and it's generally M5s. That I was speaking to Wilson, one of our customers, and he was telling me about his trip over to the Nürburgring, and the taxi that you can pay someone to take you around the Nürburgring, it was an M5. So they're saying that this new M5 with these 4 seats like that, it's going to be like the ultimate ring taxi.
Yo.
So
I would pay. I'd do it.
Yeah. Because can you imagine fitting 4 of your boys in that car and just like rip all those Hers purrs? I don't know about the performance numbers, but it's something ridiculous. It's just bare jam.
It would, I don't know. I feel like it would be super planted. Having that at all 4 corners, like there's a body, all that extra weight, you're going to get way more traction. The car's going to be harder to stop for sure. But yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. I wonder why they thought to implement bucket seats in the rear. I guess it's a very select crowd of people that will just take their buddies out and go for a rip like that.
Yeah, it's like it's just a very focused like niche you're creating that car for. It's like enthusiasts. They're literally making it for like guys like me and you who are like, that's the coolest thing in the world. 4 seats, throw the boys in, go to the track, and everyone is just
Enjoying it.
It's literally a track taxi.
Yeah.
Literally, in all respects, yo.
627 horsepower.
Wow. That's
is
a lot
a lot.
of Hers purrs.
Horsepower.
Okay. Yeah. So that's cool. M5 CS. I think they're gonna be some ridiculous number. They're probably like 150K.
Oh man.
We'd have to sell a lot of die-cast car models.
Yep.
We'd also have to wash a lot of cars to
Sell a couple kidneys,
After the Supra, the Yaris, the 8.6,
400Z.
400Z.
Stepping into European territory over here.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of expensive and dream cars, let's jump into the 992 GT3. Slight bump in power. GT3 version of the new 992. Released it. They announced it with that new shark blue color, the new nostrils at the front, the swan neck, rear spoiler. What do you guys think?
I want to know how many times you've dreamed about this car since it's come out. that's more about what I'm interested. No, I'm joking.
I woke up early to see the official
He was fanboying it up, eh?
Release.
He went full otaku mode on
Yeah,
it.
they did the online YouTube release announcement. I was watching it with Anderson. It was, man, it's seeing shit like that. I was just like, so happy to be alive, and just so happy that the automotive industry is creating cool shit like this. The GT3 is just, the GT3 is the GT3, and Porsche is Porsche. So.
Would you say that that's the end game car for you? Like max level, here we go. It's an epic drop, which is this car, yo. Like legendary.
Definitely like top three between, like having that kind of performance and having the option of having it come in a manual. Just being able to take it to the track, drive it on the streets, like it's just, that's what the GT3s are known for. It's just, you can, it wears a bunch of different suits really well, and it's super special. Yeah, it's definitely up there. But for sure, top three.
What are the other two?
McLaren F1.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I've always had a thing for the McLaren F1. And yeah, I really don't know what the other one would be, but well, I think I already have one. I think the NSX is a very special car to me.
You got one from each. One from Britain, one from Japan, one from Germany. There you go. Definitely a good top three list for sure. I mean, other than the fact that it's got the swan neck and a bit of bump and power, would you prefer the PDK or the 6-speed?
I was gonna ask the same question.
Nice. I see we're thinking alike here.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's always the big debate, right?
What would you take it in if you were gonna get one?
Dave, what do you think?
Me, I would choose the PDK.
PDK?
Yeah, all the way.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I think you're not gonna be able to shift as fast as you think you can.
Yeah.
Cause just it's like instantaneous. There's no lag.
Yeah.
There's no like, if there is, it's like indistinguishable.
Yeah.
Like I feel that it's gotten so good nowadays that you're not gonna be able to shift faster than it in a straight line at least. And I think even if you are driving that car aggressively on the track, it's gonna be, I don't know. I don't have much experience on the track, so I can't really elaborate too much on this topic. But any sudden jerks or movements, especially around a corner, you're gonna feel it. Especially when you're trying to maintain RPMs and make sure that you're taking that corner, at the threshold of that car right before traction slips. I think having a PDK will definitely help you enjoy that car.
Yeah.
Like on another level.
Both hands are always on the wheel, and your foot is.
So you're playing Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Literally.
You're never lifting your foot, right? So you're just straight power, and you're just like trigger fingering it,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if you happen to fall off your bike and break your elbow, you can still drive the car.
Exactly.
That's it.
Right? That's a bonus.
you put it to drive, you just drive it,
That's right.
Yeah, no, I've never experienced the PDK. I've always gravitated towards the manual, but I remember Billy's messaging me. He's like, "Have you tried the PDK?" And I can imagine what it's like, just like Gran Turismo. When we play and we shift, and it's just like it's like a video game, and you can focus on just driving and not having to take your hands off the steering wheel. And I know that transmission is legendary. The PDK.
What does PDK stand for? Does anyone know?
Porsche Duplo coupling? I don't know how to explain
It's
it.
probably like dual clutch, but in
dual
German.
clutch in German. Yeah. Sorry, I
It's a
kind of
mouthful.
messed up that.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I don't know why they make it that way, but even AMG, I remember looking up what the abbreviation for I still couldn't tell you what it is to this day, but it was like really, really long.
Really long,
I think it's like 2 names or something like that, but they're just ridiculously long names, and I can't even pronounce them.
Alan, can you give us your best German accent?
You gotta give me some context. I can't just pull it out of nowhere.
Okay, think about it right now. We'll come back to you.
All right, fair enough.
But Alan's really good at accents.
Accents, yeah.
Yeah.
My German accent's probably not up to snuff, but I could probably say like a one-liner or something like that.
Yeah. The new GT3 is just so special because no one really makes naturally aspirated cars like that with the option of 6-speed. It's literally the last of a dying breed. And instead of going more power, Porsche has decided to take a different path and improve the aero, work with Michelin with better tires, and stick to NA. And they added the double wishbone suspension.
Yeah,
to this.
they changed that this year.
What's it rev up to?
I think 9K.
9K?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got individual throttle bodies and
From factory?
yeah,
Wow.
just craziness. Yeah, and I'm super excited to see them in person. Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. What do you guys think about the new nostril design?
For the front end of the car?
Yeah, they got rid of like
The little-
the aqueducts.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Those little aero ducts on the top of the bonnet there. Yeah.
Not a lot of people really modify GT3s, so what you get is what you get.
Yeah,
That's true.
just the height and the wheels
Yeah.
usually.
I actually miss the side grills on the fenders.
Oh, that's the RS.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's the RS.
So I'm assuming they're gonna come out with the RS model of this.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it double staggered? It looks double staggered.
Yeah, well, I think so. I'm pretty sure they are.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Wow, that's
I think
gorgeous.
it's
looking
20s in the front, 21s in the rear.
That profile is something else, man.
Yeah, the swan neck.
I love the color.
Yeah.
The shark blue.
Shark blue.
It fits the car so well.
Really nice car. What's the tag on this? Are they starting it off in like close to 200K? 250?
No, I think it's starting at like 150 American, 160 American.
Ooh.
I think for us it's like 180 start.
180?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the time you auction it out, it's like 250,
Yeah. Okay.
unless you get a base, with no mods. But we know what the Porsche modding list from OEM looks like. You can rack up that bill real quick.
Quick.
Is there any downsides to just getting the base? Is it the same blood and guts or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is the same.
Yeah,
I guess
motor's
just the
same.
interior
Yeah.
features and stuff like that.
So it's all the niceties and like
Yeah.
creature
Yeah.
comforts and whatnot, eh?
It's like the carbon buckets, the ceramic brakes.
Oh yeah.
You got like different headlights you can choose from.
Tail lights.
Is there like an interior color option or
Yeah,
something?
there's
Everything.
Yeah,
I think I
everything.
remember hearing
Seat
that,
belts, stitching, even the vents. Like you can have them body colored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have the whole dash full leather
Yeah.
wrapped.
What?
So it's like just leather everywhere.
Yeah.
Just such a, the Porsche interiors have always just blown
It's
me
very
away.
like bespoke.
Yeah. But it's it's not too much. It's just so tastefully done. Like when I look at that GT3 interior, and I sat in the 992 when I went to Porsche Oakville, and just like the switches and like the texture of the metals, it's just everything just feels so premium. And I was like blown away. I was like, wow, this is a really good place to be. Yeah, I can spend a lot of hours in those seats.
I can see why. Man.
Yeah. So there is the GT3. I know. So they're gonna come out with a GT3 RS, probably in a year or so. I know there's rumors to be a GT4 RS. Yeah. So the GT4 has never got the RS
Yeah.
treatment, but apparently they might be coming out with a GT4 RS. So that's, taking their mid-engine platform and again giving it the RS treatment, which is...
So what was that GT4 that came out like, I want to say like 3 years ago? It was NA, driver's car, full manual. Was it the GT4?
Yeah, it was just a GT4.
Just GT4.
Yeah, it's called
just
GT4.
Just
Yeah.
GT4, okay.
Based off the Cayman.
I remember you raving about this one, saying it was like it was a car that you were aspiring to get, and you were watching so many reviews on it, and I just it just reminded me of that, and I thought it was an RS, but I guess not. That's pretty cool, man.
That was when they first released a GT version of the Cayman. Gave it the GT treatment.
Yep.
And it was just a huge hit. It was a great driver's car. It still is. We're on to the second gen now.
Yep.
And now they're potentially giving it the RS treatment. So,
Ren Sport.
yeah. Cool. So PDK only, more aero, maybe a little bump in power.
Probably better brakes, carbon ceramics, probably.
The carbon ceramics are offered on the regular GT4.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Generally, with the RSs, you'll get like better suspension, just more lightweight, and maybe more lightweight, more aero, maybe a little bump in power. Just fine tuning. It's always just like for them, it's just like fine tuning, sharpening that blade because they already have a pretty sharp blade.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough about dream cars. Let's come back down to earth with some cars that are a little bit more within reach, and let's just talk about the Acura brand, where they just recently announced bringing back the Type S badge, which has been away for 10 years, at least 10 years.
Too long, man.
They're bringing it back with the TLX Type S. They're actually going to put that badge on the MDX, the RDX, and potentially even a new entry-level vehicle that might be rocking either the Integra, but probably more in line with the RSX.
RSX.
Yeah.
I'm excited. If that's real facts, I'm excited. I haven't been around Acura in a long time.
Since the DC5.
Since the DC5, and I don't know. I'm kind of interested. I know like Now's a huge fan of Acura. He's got a few. Before, or sorry, not before, but after the Type S, I guess the A-Spec line took over. I mean, it's kind of always been there. Like there were a few A-Specs back in the day, but yeah, tell me what your experience with the A-Spec line. Would you say it's pretty much like a Type S, or is there anything that distinguishes A-Spec from like the Type S branding?
A-Spec is just aesthetics, wheels and a kit.
Okay.
No performance.
Got it.
So that's what A-Spec means. It's just a sportier look. So
Okay.
you would kind of compare that to the S line for Audi, or
The
M
M Sport.
Performance
Yeah, M
for
Sport
BMW.
package.
Yeah, for BMW, something like that. Type S is real performance. So like a different motor, brakes, potentially suspension, but real difference in performance. So not just aesthetics, not just wheels.
Following the cars like as avidly as you do, was there a reasoning towards this change in badging or from Acura that you might have stumbled across or heard of? Why are they deciding to go with like the Type S branding again?
I think they wanted to bring some excitement back to the brand. I think it's just for the longest time I didn't give a shit about Acura products. As soon as the RSX Type S was finished, they were making some pretty boring products for a really long time, and I didn't even give them a glance until they actually came out with the latest Gen RDX. They redesigned it from top to bottom. Did an amazing job. Where we're currently leasing that vehicle, and it's been wonderful. Yeah, we love it. So drives great, has the 2-liter motor, looks great. perfect daily for our family. So to see them bring back the Type S badge, and really execute it in a way that does it, that the badge justice, I think is really exciting. It's just happy to see Acura heading down this route, and creating some products that us car enthusiasts want to talk about, want to drive.
Your thoughts, Dave? What do you think of Acura pursuing this Type S badge again?
Sorry about that. The Type S badge?
Yeah, or just like Acura as a whole. I mean, like Now was saying, they have been kind of not dormant, but just not at the forefront of performance. So to
Yeah, I
speak.
feel like a lot of the manufacturers are following the trend, right? They realize that there's a lot of enthusiasts who are out there, and they're usually buying older vehicles because of the Type S badges on the DC5, or on Honda, it's like the Type R. So it's cool, that they're bringing the Type S back, and I guess this will bring them more customers too, right?
Yeah.
Because like Now said, a lot of us didn't really care about Acura, right?
Yeah.
Because all they had was the ILX for like the sedan, the TLX, and that's about it,
Yeah.
right? But now that they're putting the Type S badge and increasing the horsepower instead of just the looks, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing for them. And then of course the NSX, right? But that's out of reach for a lot of people.
Yeah. It's becoming like harder to find, and the prices are just going crazy now.
So yeah, the Type S is a good thing, and I look forward to actually being able to drive one of them and feeling the difference in horsepower between like a base model, so.
For sure. Would you say that the car, I guess, community has grown overall, and maybe, companies like Acura have kind of taken notice to that again? Yeah.
I guess so, because social media, right?
Yeah.
Like now it's easier and easier to get into different hobbies, and cars is one of them, right?
Yeah, you talk about people who've been in the Acura industry and working for the brand for a long time, and everyone talks about the heyday, about the good old days.
The good old days.
Back when the NSX was out, you had the Integra Type R, and then you had the DC5 Type S, and just really exciting cars that people were friggin', going head over heels for.
Yeah.
So that was like when Acura was at its prime, and they went dormant for a bit. And now they're back, and I'm super excited. I have been watching a few of the videos already for the Type S. You've got a single turbo,
Ooh, it's gonna come boosted.
single turbo
V6.
V6. I think 355 horsepower, 354 torque. It's a really heavy car, but apparently
What's the drivetrain on it?
it's all-wheel drive.
Ooh.
SHO.
Ooh.
Super handling.
Oh, damn.
So it's got the shouty. I think that's one of the reviewers called it SH all-wheel drive.
The Shoddy.
Shoddy or
Oh,
something.
okay. I just got that. That's hilarious.
But it's got a mechanical diff, and it's supposed to be pretty capable. So do you guys know the difference between the Type S badge and what it represents between Type S and Type R?
No, I always thought one was like a USDM version.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So Type R is more of like a track focused car, where it's like it's meant and bred for the track. Type S, because Acura is like a luxury brand, it's more of like a sporty, track capable car, but it still has all the luxury features.
Oh, okay. That makes
So
sense.
it still has like the leather, it still has like all like the nice bells and whistles that a luxury car has, but it has that performance on top. So it's not like lightweight is not really at the core of what the car is built around. But yeah, the new Type S, it's a pretty big car. This new chassis it's supposed to be, it's really long. I think it's competing against the S4s, the AMG 43s, I believe, and the Kia Stinger. That's kind of the class it's in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So full size sedans, type of body style.
Which you don't see much very often anymore. Sedans are like a dying breed.
Yeah, they are. So the big question now is, your RDX is coming off lease soon. So is the TLX Type S the next vehicle that we'll be driving soon?
I was speaking to my homie Allan. You guys know Allan Vong, who works at Air Mills Acura, the legend himself.
The homie.
He put me in contact with Karan, who is the sales manager there, and we're cool too. I give him a ride in the NSX whenever I'm at the dealership, and he's a big Honda guy. So I told him, I'm like, the first one that comes down, you better
Hit me up.
You better hit me up.
Hit me up, bro.
Don't even hit me up. Just bring it by Kodawari. Roll up.
Yeah.
But I'm actually really excited for that, just because, you don't see a lot of sedans anymore. So I would love to kind of modify that. It's all-wheel drive. I can drive it all winter long. The only thing is that we're coming from, once you've gone to an SUV, once you've gone to a hatchback like the Type R, that practicality of that hatch, it's hard to go back.
It is.
When you go and you can literally throw anything, you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Now with a sedan, you gotta plan a little bit more. And you guys know how I am with planning. That's. But the Type S, we're gonna wrap things up pretty soon. But the Type S. I'm super excited for it. I know they're coming out with an MDX Type S, which is going to be pretty cool. A 7-seater potentially with that kind of performance. We can fit the whole squad in there. There's literally 7 people on our team.
Yeah.
Throw the 2 smallest people in the back. haul everyone to eat ramen. And we haven't really settled. I got to talk to Sherry about this too, just because this is technically her domain, and I shouldn't be touching it, because she knows if we get a TLX Type S, it's probably gonna lower it.
It's gonna get dumped.
The wheels are probably gonna be put on. Maybe an exhaust. Who am I kidding? Of course. Of course that's gonna happen. But yeah, exciting. Super exciting. If they make an RSX, man, that's really cool.
I'm gonna be all over that.
Yeah.
I'll be all over that. It's too many cars, not enough time, man. Speaking of time.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up this this Cars and Coffee talk. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it as much as we enjoyed just kind of shooting the shit and talking cars, because that's what we're all about here. So, if you guys like this kind of content, please let us know, and we can definitely make more time to share this information with you guys and our takes.
Yeah.
Any closing comments, guys?
Das Auto.
Yeah, that's it right there.
That's it, yo. That's where we're at.
Thanks, guys.
No
See you in the next one.